Hey there guys, this is Pastor Kent here, and we're here with another episode of Skyblock Survival. Well, Survival Islands, that is. So today, I've done some sitting around on the island and harvesting resources and staying a certain distances away, and I could not get any sheep or pigs or cows or chickens or anything at all on our little grass plot. So I'm guessing there are in fact animals on some of these other islands and they're just too far away to see. That's okay. Which means we need to build a darkroom spawner to get string to make wool to finish this build off. So that's what we're doing today, guys. We're gonna make a darkroom spawner, and I've got most of the resources I need right here. And that's actually for the collection point, which is going to be way down there. Now, I've already gone ahead and built the little platform, so we'll jump down there. I have not set up ladders, obviously, yet. I'm still using the water stream, which isn't 100% ideal, but it's okay. And, of course, we're doing our normal thing where we're putting the slabs on the bottom, and we're going to match that with some other cool elements just to make it a little fancy and decorative and such. But so let's go ahead and get started with this bit. Now, okay, so this pillar here is going to be the back of a water elevator that I'm going to make right where this water stream is. I felt like that was appropriate given that this is a water stream already. So with that being there, now technically these two blocks will not actually be here. So this is where I would step out onto, and then this block here is the beginning of the wall, but that's going to be one of the fence things. So not fence, stairs. Wow. So let's go ahead and do the stairs here. Just like that. Okay, now these are going to be 9 blocks long. So I want 4 on either side of that. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Two, 3, and 4. And obviously this is where the corner wraps around, so we'll go ahead and set that up so we know that that's when that happens. And we'll start putting down our slabs so that those are ready to go. Now I should have enough for all of this. I did some math off camera and tried to figure exactly how much of everything I would need, and so I think we're good. Doesn't mean we necessarily are, but I think we are. Alright, so now let me get a stack of 27 of these, so I know when to stop when I'm done with this. So this thing's going to be 29 blocks long. And I'm sure I know what you guys are thinking. That is an awfully long space for a mob collection point. Why is it so long? Well, because of the design of the ship, some of the mob farm designs that people are most familiar with are kind of a tight fit for the interior of this thing. And with that being the case, I spent a little time, well, a lot of time, in a creative world figuring a few different mob farm designs, and I came up with one that I like, and it's kind of based off of the Wither Skeleton Skull Farm, an old design that I've used in my own like survival world. And it's like a long, skinny version of a mob farm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So with that being the case, we can do a long, skinny collection area instead of just having like one little drop point. But it makes it easy to fit the farm inside the ship and just have this like gondola thing as a collection area. So I think aesthetically it's going to work out, and it doesn't have the most spawning spaces, but it should work for pretty much any type of mob, and that includes Enderman. Now in my testing, I obviously set it up with potential upgrades in mind, so I had slime block pushers instead of water pushers, so I could get Enderman. And even when they get pushed by the slime block, they teleport away, so I'm not sure if that's something that's gonna happen necessarily. The world I was testing in did have places where they could actually teleport to. This world, not so much. I mean, they'll get hit by that, and then there won't really be anywhere to go up there, and they could teleport down to the platform here, which is fine, because that's pretty much where we would want them. Sorry, guys. Or potentially, like, I would think that maybe they could teleport, if there was land here, they could teleport to that, and that's what they were doing in the creative world, but not so much in this world, because there's no land for them to go to. Now, the one thing I did forget to do is actually to make a bunch more torches, so I didn't get a bunch of mob spawns while I was down here. I have a couple over there, but I need to set up a couple on the corners here. So let's do that. And we'll just keep going here. Alright. There we go. Let me hop down here. Yeah, so this is obviously the portion that we won't see, and then we'll just have a wood floor underneath this. And you'll see how it comes together, and we'll just run back and forth. And I do have this set up for the right distance to have everything be a one-hit kill when it lands. Now, if that's actually going to come together and everything ends up being a one-hit kill, I'm not sure. It's always so iffy. Like, there's so many factors that go into it. Yeah, the drop height is correct, but like they can get damaged from other things and then just hit the thing and die, and so it's hard to know if you're actually going to manage to pull off the one-hit kill thing. Obviously, Endermen have more health, so they'll end up not being. They'll need a little bit more persuasion to move on. And yeah, so there we go. That's that part, and we just fill this all in with wood. I did not need nearly the number of slabs that I thought I did. Or the stair blocks. Oh, no, wait. Nope. Nope. There's a top section I have to do. That's why I have leftovers. Alright. Never mind. Never mind. I know what I'm doing. Kinda. Alright, we really need more light down here. Hopefully that's enough to stave off any serious mob spawns until we can make some more torches. And I know I was talking about something just a second ago, and I completely forget everything I was just saying. Oh, it's so terrible. Let's just do that. I'm going to use plenty of wood in this build, so I'm certain that none of that will go to waste. Okay, now let's build the walls right quick. And we'll just do this. There we go. Yep, that should work. And there's that. And I'm out of wood. So, I will go get more wood, and obviously more torches. And I will be right back, guys. Alright guys, we are back, and, well, we have a minor problem. There are some mobs down below, blocking our ability to get back down to the platform. Now, luckily, they're attempting to swim up the water stream and, like, drowning. So that has helped a little bit. I know there's a creeper sitting right there, which is not ideal, and I can see a zombie who is now also drowning. And there's another zombie. So hopefully he'll be drowning here shortly. If I was like on level ground, not coming down at water stream, I could totally just hop down there and take those guys out, but alright. Let's do this. No. Come on. I'll be right back, guys, once I have this situation taken care of. Well, we are back, guys, and funny thing, so, yeah, it's kind of a mess, and yeah, we died a ton of times. So apparently Rex decided to put a fail counter in the game, just so we can be reminded of how bad we screwed up there. So yeah, thanks for that, Rex. We appreciate it. Not. So, essentially, I lost all the things that I had prepared for this area, and that kind of sucks. Luckily, all of the stone stuff is still okay. I ended up dropping lava from those 3 holes, which I need to fix as well, to light up the area and kill off most of the mobs, and came down and kind of cleaned them up after the fact. Did not fall into the void at all, but did die on this platform 8 times. And in the process of that, like I said, lost all the stuff I had prepared for this project, and lost the majority of the gold kit, because, you know, I thought it would help. It didn't help. So, at least that's not a temptation to use anymore. We'll get better gear later. Honestly, we didn't really lose anything that's irreplaceable, and I guess we got a little bit of cobblestone out of it, so there you go. It's good times. So let's go ahead and fix this up. There we go. Really, we just had the wood floor down and the wood walls, and then I had some stone stuff to put on for the roof and for some of the interior bits in this. So we'll farm that back up, and that's not a big deal. It'll cost a little bit of time, and there was definitely a level of frustration during, but we're okay now, and we're moving along. And we actually have torches, and it is lit up. And I'm just going to check the light levels just in case. Yeah, the darkest spots are like at 9, which is perfect. As long as they're higher than 7. So, at the very least, that does alleviate some of my concerns that I had from earlier. I was a little worried that the mob spawner design that I had come up with, since it didn't have a ton of spawning spaces, wasn't going to be particularly effective for spawning mobs. However, that little demonstration right there tells me that this world is like primed for spawning mobs, and we'll just spawn them like crazy. So I'm a little less concerned about that now. But we are definitely keeping this place lit up, because that was nuts, and I don't want to do it again. If I don't have to. Oh goodness. Or at least not until we're like more appropriately geared up. Like, just gear-wise, was not ready for that. Like, no armor whatsoever. Like, not even leather. Just a stone sword. Like, oh jeez. No bow. Like, a bow would have been really helpful there. I could have popped the holes in and just shot down with a bunch of arrows, and, you know, that pretty much would have been that. I did use the gold kit bow, and I got a couple guys with that. I did not, however, think of doing the shots from those holes before I came down, and I only had 10 arrows, so I don't know how much it would have helped anyway. So yeah, anyway, we're back on track here. And there we go. So that's what I was attempting to do, obviously. And we lost a little bit of this as well. So that's where that needs to be. Okay, so this is where the water stream actually would go. Which means this is the first wall, the spawning area. That's where the cobblestone wall would be, so the platform that they would land on is going to be right here. Now, this should make it a 23 block drop from up there, which I believe is the one-hit kill threshold. Now, I've read in a couple areas where that varies by a block. So my number's based on my own creative world testing. I tried what the internet says, and they they don't die instantly when they're supposed to, so that's why we're doing it at this height, and this should be pretty solid. Like, if they hit this, they would pretty much die instantly, except for the guys that have the additional health or like spawn with armor. And then this is going to go right the way up there. So yeah, that's the general idea. And we'll raise the corners here. We actually get our first look at the underside of this and at the fin. It looks pretty cool. Obviously still a lot to do, but that's why we're working on this, so we have the materials we need to do that. Alright, so at this point, I am definitely going to be needing to get some extra resources gathered up so I can actually finish the rest of this. So I will go do that, and I will be right back, guys. Alright guys, we are back. Sorry that took so long. Well, for you it was just a second, but it took a little while. Trees grow slow, guys. Trees grow slow. So I went ahead and gathered up the stuff we would need for this, and since we only had a couple minutes left in the episode, I just wanted to go ahead and knock out the rest of the collection area, and then we'll actually work on the spawning chamber in the next episode. So here real quick, if I'm careful, I can just peer down. You can see this just drops down. All of these slabs will get removed in between these wood borders here. And this obviously will get raised up all to the same level and connect with the spawner, which is going to sit in this 5 high by however wide area marked out by the cobblestone there. And then it's going to go all the way down to here, and there'll be spawning platforms on either side that are too wide so we can get our spiders, because that's sort of the point of the whole thing. And eventually, later down the road, when we have the resources to do so, we'll add in the slime block pushers and everything. But for right now, we'll just have a passive mob spawner system, and then we'll stand downstairs in the gondola section that we just made, and that should keep the mobs active, and then they'll still walk off the edges, and obviously we'll have signs along the edges, so they assume that there's a block there that they can walk on. And, you know, if the spawn rates are as high as they were when they attacked us before, I did finish the water elevator, just obvious. If the spawn rates are as high as they were before, when we didn't want them to spawn, we should be pretty good to go on that. Now this is the gondola section. Yeah, headroom's a little bit of a thing, so I may change these, well, I probably will change these out for half slabs. And the mobs obviously will land here. Now those that land on this side are going to be able to see us. So I might be adding half slabs along the bottom of this as well. Seems like a thing to do. Now I'll have to see how much that obstructs my vision across the way. I don't think it'll be too much, and then it would pretty much be literally impossible for them to get through, because, well, we can like swing through here. The wall technically goes up another half block, and then there'd be a half block here, and so it just wouldn't work. So I wonder if I can even put the half slabs there. That's something I'll look into, guys. But yeah, so this is the finished product for now. Obviously, when we have glass as a renewable resource, I'll probably swap these out for glass panels, or glass panes. And yeah, obviously I have a wooden pressure plate here. It does not connect to anything. It's literally just here to hold this water source block in. And the reason I do the first source block on the bottom like this is because A, I can use the pressure plate to hold it in, and B, if I drop down here and just let it kind of flow and let myself sink to the bottom, and then like I'm eating a sandwich or something, I don't drown, because, you know, source blocks are not on my head. But anyway, let me pop back up. You can see each one of these is a source block, so you just swim right up and you get air in between them. It's the water elevator concept if you've never seen it. And yeah, so that's kind of where we're at, guys. Obviously, I'll continue to collect materials off camera so we can build our spawning chamber up in here. And that'll be that. So, thank you guys for watching. Obviously, if you liked the episode, make sure to leave it a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can see lots more. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today, so thanks for watching, and I will talk at you later.